Hey everybody, and welcome back to Toku Thrill, where we review shit and do other shit from time to time.
What a
It,
great description.
it's been a
Where we do
while.
shit and we review shit.
It's been a while. Okay, my introing skills are terrible, and I should have looked up my previous intros before we did this. But I'm here with um the big American himself, Riley.
Big American, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing, nothing.
Uh, anyway.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I had to
Yeah.
crack the whip on Nightster here. You'd think he'd be the one leading the charge on the Toku Thrill Nation, but it died tragically, and I had to force him to collect the Dragon Balls so we could bring it back.
Do not turn this into a Dragon Ball thing, you fucking.
Oh, I guess I could have said I had to make him win the ring war, so he get a
Yeah,
wish from
exactly. That would have
TegaSword
been that would have been more
to bring it
appropriate.
back.
Win the ring war, and then this is the wish. More, more GoZyuger reviews, because that's what we're doing today.
Well, more GoJuju, well, one more GoJuju
One more.
review, folks, where we're matching it all together. Well, I guess the Boom Boonger movie is gonna come out, and then
Yeah,
we'll talk about
there's
that.
someone.
Uh,
I'm so excited for that
I'm
because
also excited.
for different reasons. I think though.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm excited. Is the reason you're excited.
For those who don't know, my boy is coming back.
Good
In Boom.
old Captain Marvy from Zenkaiger, which we're not going to get to talk about on this channel ever because Nightster decided to let Crow Royalty sign up for it, which means it's never going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, there was conversations about this kind of thing, and it brought up in a voice call, and they want to say no, so that's what was happening.
Yeah, let's betray her. Let's go behind her back. Let's fucking.
No, we're not gonna betray her. That's
She betrayed us.
what do you mean she betrayed us?
Everybody tune in to Megazord Radio next week where it's me and Nightster and not Crow Royalty because she betrayed us.
If she made the choice not to join it on the next episode, that's not her um saying
What
we
do you
can
mean
join
not to
her
join
on.
in on the next episode? She's a co-host and she made the decision to not be in the show anymore. It's not just about the next episode.
I mean, it's a whole video thing. It's like, oh, what one do you want to be there for? That's how I see it.
No, well, that's not how I see it. She doesn't get to come and go as she pleases. She's in or she's out.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so where did we leave off?
Uh, I believe the last big event where we left off. But it's funny because I know that we watched the next two episodes from what we reviewed before because I recognized them. But I think we didn't have time to cover them or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, the last thing we covered was the like final battle with Ray.
it was the final battle with Ray. Yeah, that was episode 34.
34.
Yeah, and that was where we saw Sword Blue, which, in my opinion, when it comes to the Sword armor, Rikoi wears it best because it meshes with his blue suit and doesn't really color clash.
Hmm. Makes sense. Yeah, I remember him looking pretty clean. I thought they all looked pretty good with it though.
They all look really clean, but especially blue because it's almost the same shade as him. But
I'm just glad everybody gets the battleizer.
Yeah, that is really cool. I mean, Hoeri does get his own form, but he's a red, so that makes sense.
That's true, and it's clear that this form is a step up from that form.
It
So,
is. Yeah,
however, can have his special little thing, and then everybody gets to use the big cool thing.
yeah.
Although he does
But
use it the most, but everybody else gets to use it at least once.
yeah, there's at
Ve-
least what.
Very uneventful for Sumino, but there are unfortunate behind the scenes reasons behind that.
Oh, and we'll get to the hose very soon, actually,
Hmm.
'cause it's actually coming up in episode 40, and like, we're covering just the the major hits of what happened per episode, not the story beats.
Yeah, I did. I mean, we can just talk about it now. My kind of vision going forward is that we just kind of talk about it. We don't really worry about what order we're going in. We just like talk about it as we think about it, and we try to have like an hour, at least an hour long conversation about the toku we watched.
Yeah,
So yeah, when we last left, everything was fine and normal. Sumino was around. She's the same Sumino we all know and love. But I've already talked about what happened on this channel. I believe that's actually the last thing that was on this channel. Is I did a Tokusatsu variety hour about my Imamori's firing. Uh, so yeah, they fired Sumino because she dared to drink a drop of alcohol when she was 5 minutes away from being old enough to drink alcohol. And not only did they fire her, they cut her existing footage out of the show for, I guess, legal reasons, from what I'm told, because I guess my Mori's agency dropped her, and there's some sort of law in Japan where you cannot show an actor in a show if they are not represented by an agency. So that's
yeah.
why they had to fucking immediately just cut her out of the show, which resulted in some wacky shenanigans. It resulted in us losing a Sumino Spotlight episode that I'm sure would have been great, where she got the fucking TegaSword form, but instead she gets the TegaSword form at the end of a clip show where she doesn't even say anything.
I think she does have a few lines, or like one line, but she's
One
voiced
or
by
two lines. Yeah.
someone who isn't obviously Maya Imamori or the actress that takes over, who was I can't remember her name. Let me look it up.
Something Shikaku, I think.
Uh, Kahaku Shida,
Okay,
because
I obviously combined the first and last names there. Kakushita.
she was the one who played Haruka in um Avatar Sentai Don Brothers,
Yes, good old Oni's sister.
only sister, which they made reference to quite a few times.
Yeah, they do. They do pull the like a couple times with Don Brothers references.
And not only that, but it's like um when she first shows up, you hear the Don Brothers yo, and then anytime there's mention of an Oni, because she was Oni's sister, again you hear yo, which is the sound that the Don Brothers changer makes, which I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, that's good. It's so unfortunate. She did good. Like, well, her presence in the show was enjoyable. I would have rather had her there than not had any girl there, I guess. But she's not really playing Sumino. Like her personality does change. Like Sumino, I feel like was a little bit more like aggressive and sharp tongued, whereas the new Sumino is just very goofy and silly all the time. Which Sumino had that in her, obviously, but like it was a mix of the two. Like sometimes she was silly and fun, sometimes she was aggressive and sharp tongued. But that aspect was completely lost with this recast.
I think that's also just a portion of the character that she was um written as, because keep in mind, around the same point in that show, she was reunited with Oto and was able to spend a bit more time with her, even if she was unconscious still. Like she knew where her sister was, she was safe and sound, she could be in a better mood than what she was before, when she didn't know where Oto was.
That's fair, but like it just seemed like that was part of her personality. She was abrasive, and that was lost. Like I don't think it was necessarily a depressive thing. It's just like some ladies are a little bit aggressive sometimes, and I feel like that was part of her character, and it was lost.
Easy there.
What do you mean?
The way you say that. Some ladies, like,
Ooh, they're gonna come after me on Twitter.com.
on X.com.
Damn it! I think Twitter.com still works. I think it still redirects.
Check. Not
Twitter.com. Yes, it
Twitter.
does redirect.
Yeah, it does. Oh, and you had the acknowledge that we already knew, but we didn't cover before of Kinjiro having a friend from his childhood that also wished to be young, and
Yes, that was a
Kinjiro,
that was a good story arc. We got our Die Ranger, Ring Warrior. It was somebody with a connection to Kinjiro. That was a fun little story arc. I like Kinjiro. I know at first I was kind of like against him. I kind of had that feel. I remember what I said when we first started. It was that like he was fine, but like he was not good enough for me to not be weirded out by the fact that he was secretly old. And I think I've reached the point where I've come to terms with that, and I've accepted the reality, and I've come to like Kinjiro.
yeah, he's just a wholesome guy that just wants to be be a party person.
He just wants to be a party people.
Party people.
Also, so we're gonna talk about when the GoJugers fought each other,
Oh
but
yeah.
they fight each other about their wishes, right? Obviously, somebody's got to win the ring war, and it's kind of like we're all gonna fight for it. No hard feelings. I have two comments on that. First of all, there is no world in which anyone but Sumino wins that exchange, and there is no hard feelings because Sumino's sister is in a coma, and that's what her wish is about. Like she's obviously gonna be pissed if Kinjiro just gets to be a party man and her sister stays asleep.
I think that's kind of why Kinjiro did what he did. Like
Yeah.
he lost the battle on purpose.
I maybe that is I kind of more interpreted as he was genuinely outmatched. Like but maybe that was the intention, is that he was doing it on purpose, but I saw that like at face value when he said he lost with all he had. I'm like he tried, but he knew he was outmatched and he didn't care because Sumino deserved to win anyway.
I I interpreted it more as his victory was losing to Sumino because her wish was more important than his.
And then also, we've seen TegaSword like do god stuff, right? He doesn't need the rings to like do god magic.
Yeah,
The GoJugers have done a lot for TegaSword. Why doesn't he just wake up Odo anyway?
that's that's the weird thing. He does.
He doesn't.
Oh,
Kumide does.
wait, does he?
Yes, when Kumide becomes god, he does. TegaSword doesn't do shit.
Oh, I thought that was Tegasword.
Nope, that was Kumide.
Because Tegasword does do a couple of things. Like it is confirmed that he's the one that um kept Kinjiro as a young person after the ring battle.
Well, no, he kept Kinjiro young as the ring battle was still progressing, but once Kinjiro lost, I think it was Kumide that made his youth permanent.
It was definitely Tegasword because there was an exchange um in the calf after um like the finale thing.
I know what you're. I think you're thinking wrong because I know there was an exchange in the cafe, but I think it was after Kinjiro lost to Sumino. Like at the beginning of the next episode, the Rangers are like, "Why are you still young?" And he's like, "Cause TegaSword did that." And then in the finale, Kumide is giving his little. Kumide is like running Hoeru through the fates of the other GoZyugers, and he said, "I did a few favors for them." And then he goes to Kinjiro and he's like, he gets to keep his condition. So I interpreted that as that was Kumide's doing.
Maybe, but I could have sworn there were two exchanges where TegaSword did both. It was kind of weird that everyone got their final wish at the end.
I
Like,
mean,
what was the
I think that was always what was going to happen. like,
what was the point of the ring battle if every Kojuja got their final wish?
just so the season would be unique in some way. We all do. Like, there was nobody, there was no doubt going in that at least 5 out of 6 of them were going to get exactly what they wanted. Maybe they would kill off one of them for emotion, but the rest of them would get what they wanted. And I mean, I guess they kind of did that, but I
Yeah, they did.
mean, I guess Kumide is technically dead, but he's just God now, so he can just
Yeah,
hang out and
he's
he's
God.
fine.
Yeah, they just turned him into a god, and they were like, "Yep, he can do whatever he wants."
Which I was glad about that. I was glad that Kumide's fate was not as dark as I was led to believe because I had heard that he died and I had seen the like visual of him like floating up into the sky. And I thought that was just he died and he was gone and that was it. So I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. I had that spoiled for me, but then I learned that that's not the whole story, and I was happy to see that Kumide he got what he wanted too.
Whereas I got a small spoiler, and I was excited, but then immediately disappointed because I saw
Yeah.
a screenshot of Kumade morphed, Goji Polar, but his suit was black and red, which is my favorite color scheme. I was thinking, oh hell yeah, we're getting that suit. That's gonna be awesome. And we see it for one split second as he's going Super Saiyan, and then it goes back to normal. Are you kidding me?
Now you're making Dragon Ball references. They're shitting on
I
me.
mean, it's a perfect example though, isn't it? He goes Super Saiyan
He
in that
does, in
scene.
fact, go Super Saiyan. Yes.
It's Troy all over again.
What about Troy?
That one scene where he goes Super Saiyan about Robo Knight,
Oh
saying
yeah.
saying he has a mission to fulfill.
I gotta watch Megaforce soon. It's on the. I've almost seen all of Power Rangers, and there's 3 seasons left that I have to watch, and Megaforce is one of them. I saved the bad ones for last, which was a mistake. I should have like mixed those in while I was in my prime of Power Rangers watching, because now I'm really dragging my feet. Like I've been working on Samurai for months, and I think I'm 8 episodes in.
I pray for you. You have to watch. Um,
I had to watch Samurai and Megaforce and Ninja Steel, which isn't so bad.
you literally have to watch what was the best Sentai ever to be made be butchered into the worst Power Rangers season to ever be made. I pray for your sanity.
I like Legendary War at least, so I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool, but like, aside from that, it's just a terrible season.
Yeah.
Which I feel like this is a discussion for like Toku hot takes, which could be a video that we do.
What, that Megaforce is bad? Do you mean Toku cold takes?
Like, um, we talk about our favorite and least favorite seasons, and obviously, Super Mega Force would come into that discussion.
I am interested to see. No, it will. It will. I was like, maybe, maybe Lost Galaxy will be worse, but it won't. It will not be.
No, it's bad, but it's not Super Mega Force bad.
No, not even close.
Um,
It is. You see, the Super Mega Force has Legendary War, which is like cool, probably like a 7 out of 10, fun novelty. Lost Galaxy has the in space crossovers, which are some of the best Power Rangers episodes in history. So, I think I think Lost Galaxy is gonna win out in the end.
yeah, and it's got freaking um Hendrix's sacrifice.
Kendrick's except which is in one of the In Space crossovers.
Yeah. I feel like all the best parts about Lost Galaxy
Were
comes
the
down
In
to the
Space
space
crossovers,
crossovers.
yes.
But other plot points we had. Oh, the storyline with that villain Ribbon and how she was like a little sister to Bouquet, but she was manipulating her. Bouquet didn't realize that, and then Rico killed Ribbon, and then Bouquet got really pissed.
I was shocked that Ribbon amounted to that little in and of herself. Obviously, it led to like an important arc for Rikuo and Bouquet, but like I was kind of expecting her herself to do more important shit. And then she died in like 3 episodes and did not achieve anything of note.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that Kumade didn't bring her back
I mean,
because
why would he? She's like evil. She was bad.
she was um Bouquet's little sister, and Bouquet is good now.
I
So
mean, yeah, but Ribbon was bad, and like explaining that to her was part of bringing her back to the light. I think so. Like, I don't know.
yeah,
Ribbon didn't seem very redeemable, so I feel like it would have been weird to bring her back.
I kind of feel like she had that kind of redeeming moment of um uh, like
Oh yeah, when
realizing
she's
how
dying, yeah.
yeah, she realized how wrong she was on her deathbed.
But maybe that was also a trick to just get her to be really bad at Rikuo and avenge her.
Because I don't think that it was, because if it was, she wouldn't have um told Bouquet that she was manipulating her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe Kubiday should have brought her back. What a
That's what
dick.
I'm saying.
We're back to hating Kubiday.
Back to hating Kumade, yeah. What are your thoughts on Ryugi now?
I mean, he's still my least favorite of the 6, but I like him. I feel like I had reached that point even before we stopped, where like, yeah, he's my least favorite of the 6. His TegaSword worship is annoying, but I've come to like him. I've come to like all 6 of them, but he's still my least favorite.
Yeah.
Like one of the best episodes of this show was a fucking Ryuji spotlight, so I got to give him that.
That's fair.
The episode in the hospital where he reclaims his ring from Assam or from Ray who had eaten Assam. That was a high class episode.
I have to agree with you on it being high class, but I'm not sure if I'd rank it as the best episode.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's definitely on the list. We both gave it a 10 out of 10. So
Yeah.
we should I guess prepare think internally about your answer to that question because we should probably answer it at the end of this podcast.
What about
Our favorite episode.
yeah, and like what we'd rank the whole season out of 10.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do at the end, pretty much. Just like our favorite character of the season, rank the season out of 10, and probably our favorite episode of the season, rather than our
We both
usual
know who our
formula.
we both know who the favorite character of the season is for both of us. Don't even pretend
I
it's
mean,
a
yeah,
question.
true.
Don't even pretend it's a question. We both know.
I didn't know if you quite felt that way. I knew they were one of many characters that you liked, but I didn't know if they were your favorite one.
Definitely my favorite, but number 2 isn't really that far behind.
Fair
Like it's
enough.
very close. Um,
But
I'm trying to
we covered Joji and fucking no, Joji's the name of the of Kinjiro. What's the name of his rival? I forget.
Kenji.
Yeah, I think so.
We, yeah, we covered that storyline.
We talked
We
about
covered
Ribbon a little bit. Yeah, the Tega June creates a new guy. It's not quite right. Um, yeah, Tega June starts having performance issues. Fucks up.
Ah, speaking of Tekaju, though, that is another plot point, is her redemption,
That's true. We
which
do get the Tega June redemption arc.
we've spoken about, but we haven't. spoken about on the podcast yet.
Yeah, so Tega June, of course, we all remember how she created Goodburn with Tega Sword, and how she wants to use Goodburn's power to reform the world or whatever. And she does pull off kidnapping Goodburn, which leads to the Rangers going to No One World, which is a fun episode. But as as she has Goodburn chained to a chair, treating him like a 3-year-old boy. Goodburn thinks, well, this is my mom. I wish maybe she wasn't evil and bad. So once Goodburn is freed, he decides that he wants to give Tega June a Christmas present because it's Christmas time, and he gives Tega June a scarf, and that scarf just makes her good now.
You're really grossly under explaining what happened there.
I know you think that this arc was not completely sudden, but I do.
How I interpreted it was um she took Goodburn, kidnapped him. Yes, there's some really bad stuff in trying to brainwash him into wanting to wipe out humanity and trying to tempt him with the idea of a world full of Kumade's.
Which
But
Goodburn considers,
he does.
which means he's fucking crazy, just like Bear Kuma. Kuma keeps weird company.
He's Kumade. We knew that.
That's true.
Um, However, I feel like while she's babysitting him and like trying to reform him to her will, it's it's kind of like she was spending more time with him and learning at that time um what it really meant to be a mother again. And that kind of flipped a switch in her head. That was like, shit, I'm doing things wrong. And then when she
I guess they kind of did that. Like it still feels a little sudden, but like I guess I see what you're saying. I guess I can kind of see the idea now that I'm thinking about it. Like as she had him there, like her motivation in life is still the reforming the world thing. So she didn't waver on that right away, but she did kind of seem like sad that her son didn't like her.
yeah.
So I guess it makes sense that she like thought about it deeper, and then when she was given the scarf, she was like, you know what? I guess I don't need this other life purpose. I have a son that I want to love me, so I'll just abandon the other thing.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say this entire like I've been trying to explain that to you and Crow um like yesterday and none of you are budging. Like I
Yeah,
even
you know,
admit
the reasonable explanation, but I feel I also gave a reasonable explanation about Kuon, and you're still all fucking shitty about Kuon.
oh I see redemption. Yeah, I have the same problem with his redemption that I have with Tega Junes, but on a much more advanced scale. Because my only issue with Tega Junes was that it was too rushed. It happened over the span of like 1 or 2 episodes, and it should have been a 5 episode arc at least. But with Kuon, we get like a few hints that maybe he's thinking about um what he's done wrong, and then all of a sudden when a monster fires cannons from a mech, he jumps in front of Hoeru and shields him and sacrifices his life to save him. Like,
Again, Nightster. You see, you can. We've already had this conversation behind the scenes. We have to do it again for the podcast.
yeah,
Um, as you said about me talking about Takeju, and I feel like you're grossly oversimplifying this. It was a very subtle character arc, which I think is why I like it so much. This might be one of my favorite redemption arcs in Toku, at least so far. I've seen very little Toku, to be clear. That's not Power Rangers, so there might be better stuff out there. But you know, Kuan has been committed to this lifestyle for a very long time. He was dragged into the no. He had to go to the No One world, and that because of Hoeru, and that led to resentment, and that led to going down a path of darkness. But as the show progresses and towards the end there, he starts to waver a little bit. Like you can tell that he is not being 100% fake when he says that little thing to Hueru about how he wants to be with him and then says, "Just kidding, idiot." Like you could tell there's a little tiny bit of meaning behind that. But he is committed to the dark path, so he bucks he fucking kicks and bucks against the idea of becoming good, and he commits to being evil, and he kills his no one world dad. And he but then, yeah, he gets his power, he fucking absorbs Tega June, and he goes to exact his revenge on Hoeru. And Hoeru's like, dude, I'm sorry. And Kuan is like, "Don't you fucking say that to me!" But like, you can tell he's like upset because like he's feeling something about it. And again, he bucks and kicks and he tries to kill Hoeru, but then ultimately, they fight each other. They're both on the ground. Hoeru has to fight that monster, and then with all of this emotion running through Kuan's mind, when Hoeru is about to get fucking shot to death, he just moves because he's slowly come to forgive his brother, and I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was extremely well done.
I can see what you're saying. Like maybe I can slowly turn to agree, but at the moment it's just I don't feel the same way about it.
It's the resistance that like what you're seeing is just like committing to being evil. I see as resistance. Like obviously he's starting to waver a little bit, but he's like, no. I've chosen my path. I'm going on my fucking path. So he just does things that are even more evil to be like, yeah, I'm evil. I'm evil forever. I could never not be evil. But then at the end of the day, whoever still apologizes to him and wants his forgiveness. So it melts his cold little heart.
And speaking of that no one world dad, we have to talk about him and the Deca Ranger ring.
I've heard it's funny because I wonder. No, because I don't think they filmed any entire new episodes. Maybe this was just a rumor. Because I remember the word on the street being that Universe Deca Red was going to be something to do with Sumino. But then it was Toeru and Kuan's Demon World dad. Which I almost think maybe they did film a whole new episode because they never mentioned that they had this No One World dad until this episode.
Also, where was Sumino for the most part of the episode?
Not in it because they filmed that episode with Maya Imamori and they didn't want to do too many reshoots.
Exactly. So like,
Well, actually, no, my they hadn't recasted her yet, so yeah, she wasn't in it at all except during the morphed fight scenes.
but like it's plausible that it was originally going to be a Sumino thing, but I just love the Deca Red ring simply because how badass he was when he just deflected Kuon's shots,
That
and
was
then
sick.
like like during transformation as well, and then when he was actually fighting, he had that armor on, and then he went like Deca Red Prime or whatever it's called, and he shoots Kuon in the dick.
That was epic. That was sick. That guy was cool. I'll give him that. As sudden as his whole character arc was, he was pretty cool.
He had aura, like so much aura on that guy.
He had like the perfect like grizzled cop archetype aura, which matches perfect with the Deca Ranger ring.
Yeah. I really love this season. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is a really good season. It is soured somewhat at the I've kind of softened a little bit. Like I remember when the firing first happened, I was like, because when the firing first happened, we had already been off the air for a couple weeks, and I think you had like something going on that we knew we were going to be off the air for a while.
Uh,
So I remember thinking like, I don't even know if I'm going to finish GoZyuger at this point. Like,
I I think what you're talking about is I was on holiday for a few weeks.
yeah. But yeah, the firing happened, and I was like, I don't even fucking. Well, I think you had stuff going on afterward, or maybe I did. I know we knew we were gonna be off air for like a good long while. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to come back. I don't even know if I want to fucking watch GoZyuger now, because this is so bullshit. And I still feel equally as much that this was bullshit and Toei can go fuck themselves. But I'm also one to judge media within the context of the media itself and try not to hold behind the scenes production stuff against it. And for the most part, they pivoted as well as they could. I wish they had more time to do reshoots, so they could have just done a new character.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of annoying that they recast Sumino and that she's really nothing like the Sumino we knew. She's fine. She works as a fifth ranger background character who's a woman. Again, I enjoy her presence, but she's nowhere near as like important or cool or deep as Sumino was when Maya Imamori played her, which is not her fault because she barely got to do anything. Because again, it was very rushed reshoots. She was probably barely on set with the whole cast. Like obviously there's that fucking helmetless shot that I that I sent you a screenshot of with the caption "Kill yourself,
Yeah.
Koei," where
Yeah.
it's everybody's helmetless except for Sumino.
Kind of weird how, like, on that note, I love how Ryugi has his glasses on, but like the chains on them seem to go past his ranger suit. Like, where are they leading? Does it just loop back on his back, or?
I don't know. Good question.
And I love the war paints on all of them, but I just wish we got to see Sumino in that shot properly.
Well, I mean, we got to see her in the like the ring intro, whatever the fuck you call
Yeah.
that scene. You know when it's go Juger, and everybody's doing their little intro thing. We get to see her helmetless during that.
But still, that one shot would have been so perfect of a final GoZyuger lineup, but they fucked it up with Sumino.
Yeah, it's just it's really unfortunate. I really hate it. My Subino, as played by Maya Imamori, might be like my second or third favorite Sentai Ranger ever so far in the Sentai I've seen. Like I think Iko beats her and maybe Yosuke, and that's it.
That's really high praise, but I don't blame you. She's pretty high on my list as well. Not sure if she's top 5, but she's definitely not top 3.
Which, by the way, I need to do a Toku Variety Hour about this, except maybe I shouldn't because it's old news. I should have done this months ago, actually. But for a moment, it was a trend on Toku Twitter to shit on Hurricaneger and shit on Yosuke, and I got a big problem with that. I'll fucking fight anybody in real life. I'll, but in a sanctioned boxing ring, not illegal street fighting. I will box anyone who talks shit about my child, Yosuke. I'll fucking kill you in the ring.
He was dog water compared to Shane.
How dare you?
That's just bait. I haven't even seen
I know.
Hurricane properly.
I know.
I'm baiting you. Although I'm not sure who I would like more because I love every Sentai character almost. There's some I don't like, but I love most Sentai characters. But I really do like Shane.
You seem to be someone who appreciates like pure-hearted characters and like characters with like a fun, sweet like team dynamic. So I think you will like the Hurricaners a lot,
Yeah, like wholesome characters
particularly Yosuke.
and team dynamics I really enjoy.
The koala episode. You got to be ready for the koala episode. I still think about that all the time.
Like one of my, she might be in my top 5 is Hammy from Q Ranger because of how wholesome she is.
I have heard tales of Hammy. I might watch Q Ranger. I know Ranger Danger, which is a Power Rangers podcast I follow, has started taking time off to do Sentais instead of Power Rangers because they actually seem to hate Power Rangers as it turns out. It's pretty funny, but they're doing Q Ranger right now, so maybe I'll check out Q Ranger.
I recommend it. It's very good. Yeah, you got. Is there anyone in that cast that I do not like? Let me. Uh, Raptor I like. Show he's okay. Naga and Balance, both good. Tsurugi I love. Lucky I like. Garu, mid. Like,
Wow,
he's
Lucky,
okay.
you lie. How dare you? You're a former member of the Lucky Cult, aren't you? Or maybe you weren't around for that. I'm a former member of the
I
Lucky Cult.
I was around for that, but I was not a member of the Lucky Cult.
Damn it.
I was around, but I wasn't a member. Hami, again, probably one of my top 5 Sentai Rangers of all time. Champ, he's funny. This might be another hot take, but Kataro, number 1 when it comes to kid Rangers. He's better than Justin. He's better than um, King Ranger. He's better than Kiba Ranger.
But is he better than the little girl from Polar Beginnings? Because I really liked her.
Oh, he might be number 2 actually. Got a point. Oh, and obviously Spider and Stinger. I love both of those. So there's not a single character in Q Ranger among 12 who I dislike.
I just can't imagine. Like, it's like Dino Charge. Like, fucking half of those Rangers have to get like 5 minutes of screen time collectively, right? Like, there's no way to balance 12 of them properly.
You'd be surprised. They do a really good job of balancing their screen time.
Interesting.
It's honestly really impressive.
Because like the only example I've seen of like a big Ranger cast like that is, like I said, Dino Charge. And any Power Rangers that were not the main 6 were in the show for like 10 minutes total.
Yeah, but you gotta think that's Power Rangers, and they do it very differently to Super Sentai.
That's true.
Like, uh, I think Kuroyuja had a bigger cast than Dino Charge, and it still managed to balance all
Did
of
it
the
balance
characters.
them better than Dino Charge did?
I believe so. I mean, you'd have to ask Crow for actual confirmation because I haven't
Well,
seen it,
well,
but
I'm
I
sure
have
Crow
seen,
would say that. She's the fucking Kyryuger Stan.
clips of a couple of the non-core 6 Kuroyujas. Even Ramirez, who was the second Kuroyusian, and I love Ramirez.
Shout out to Ramirez.
And rest in peace to his actor.
Anyway, what else happened in the show, GoZyuger? Because we got to talk
Uh,
about the movie and the special too, but we should probably wrap up the show stuff first.
uh, I'm going through the episodes. I'm trying to find any major plot points.
Because we talked about, I guess we didn't really go into the aftermath of Ribbon that much, where Bouquet goes on her fucking revenge arc. she goes fucking sicko mode.
She does.
Um,
She changes her name from Bouquet the what what was it
Bouquet the
beforehand?
Loving to
Yeah,
Bouquet
Bouquet
the
the Loving.
Destroyer.
Yeah, yeah. She she really changes her title, and she locks in to actually try and kill Rikuo, who she once loved.
And then Rikuo just charms her way back, or charms his way back into her heart somehow.
Yeah,
Which is like, I
you
feel like it
killed.
should. I feel like it should have been a lot more like convincing Bouquet that Ribbon was actually like super evil and bad than just I'm your hot idol, remember? And Bouquet is like, yes, I do remember actually.
Yeah, like sure, he's always been your idol, but he killed your sister, and he's given you no proper reasoning for why he killed your sister.
I kind of expected Tegajun to step in and be like that was kind of my expectation for how it was gonna wrap up, is for Tegajun to step in and be like, yeah, like Ribbon was fucked up. Like she had no humanity. Like she was supposed to have a human form like you guys do. She didn't. She was all like bad and corrupted and fucked up. I understand that you loved her, but that love is misguided. Like I was kind of waiting for like the Tegajun speech, but instead it was the Rikuo speech about how cool of an idol he is, and that broke through.
Yeah. Oh, there's one two-part that we really should have brought up by now, but we haven't.
Okay.
The episodes where Origa Red and Sasuke
Yes,
show up.
yes, literally Sasuke. Which, if
Literally
you'll
Sasuke.
recall, folks, my big prediction about the show that ended up being false is that Captain Marvelous would be the holder of his own ring and that he would reappear. And they didn't do that, but they did do that concept. We got a Universe Red who was the actual Red that it's supposed to be. And we got Sasuke from Kaku Ranger.
And the whole idea for that was Origa Red wanted to recruit Sasuke to show the GoZyugers what a Sentai should be. Um, we don't really know who Origa Red is or what his whole
No, we never see
reason.
his face. We never see anything about him. Like, yeah, you just know he's Origa Red and he wants to be a cool Red Ranger guy.
Like, and his
Is he
motives are
a?
really
He's not a
conflicting.
ring warrior, right? Because they never take
He's
his ring.
he's not a ring warrior, no, and his motives are very conflicting because he says he wants to see if this what if Hoeru is worth being a red in this world. But then he
Which he's
also
already
says,
proven 10 times over. Like that was another issue I had with the Origa Red arc. Is like, if this was like an episode in the teens, it would have been an amazing development episode for Hoeru. But like Hoeru's proven himself to be a worthy Red 100 times over by the point that they do this storyline.
and not only that, but also um, Origa Red says that he wants to be the red of this world. Like it deserves a red like him. And I'm like, you didn't you just say you wanted Hoeru to prove himself?
Well, no,
And
I think the premise was it was both, where it was like, look, this world needs a good Red. If you're that cool, if not, I'm here. Like that. That's the idea.
ah,
He just
and
wants to make sure they have a good Red there, and if one doesn't already exist, he's got to take up the task.
and Hoeru even proved himself to Origa Red because there was that whole thing where Origa Red tried to break up a fight between two kids, and Hoeru stepped in and pretended to be a bully to them, and then told Origa Red to play along and be the hero. So he gave him that chance, and Origa Red was still like, "Yeah, you're still a terrible Red."
Yeah, because he didn't have a wish, and I guess the idea is like, because that's been an ongoing theme, is that Hoeru doesn't have a wish, and I guess the idea is like every Sentai Red is supposed to have like an ideal that drives them, and you don't, and thus you are unworthy.
Yeah. Which, speaking of the wishes, I think right that the perfect wish that Hoeru could have made was to fulfill the wishes of his team, which
Or
yes
just,
did
oh,
happen,
go ahead.
which which it did happen anyway. Like all of them got their wishes, but imagine how much of a leader move that would have been. That his own wish was to make his team like happy or like do what's best for his team.
I'm willing to bet he would have done that had they not all been dead. Like, obviously, he makes the wish about the ring battle, but that's just like a weird veiled way to wish for them to come back and like to create a means by which they could still be bonded. But I feel like if they were all still alive, that probably would have been the wish that he came to.
And also by
Because it was
redoing the
like,
ring
my
battle.
friends are dead. I never got to fight them. I wish that I got to fight them, and that was the catalyst to bringing them back.
And in a roundabout way, um, without directly wishing them back, um, doing that wish also meant that their wishes could also be fulfilled. And because they're doing the ring battle again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't need the ring battle to get their wishes fulfilled because Kumide just did that.
True.
Which, speaking of the wish, like this is going out of order, obviously, but like I was very confused by the angle they went with on like the final wish moment, because like, look, sorry to reference this franchise again, but has nobody seen Dragon Ball? Bring back the dead is what wishes are for. Like, all your friends just died in front of you. You are being rewarded with a wish from a magical god. Why are you crying about it and rejecting it? Just wish your friends back to life.
Yeah, and such a weird wish that he made as well. Like he
Yeah,
could
like
have wished for,
do the ring battle again instead of just bring them back.
even after the ring battle wish, he got another one, and all he wished for was food.
Well, I mean, yeah, because at that point everybody had already achieved their dreams. Like it wasn't like he was denying his friends of their wishes. It was just like, yeah, everybody's achieved their dreams. They just had a fun ring battle, and now whoever gets to wish for something. Yeah, I want some hot dogs because you know their big dreams have already came true. So why not a small dream like a big plate of hot dogs?
And it couldn't have waited until Sumina was there.
That's true. Well, that was probably like again that was reshoot shit because they couldn't have all
Yeah.
of them in the place at the same time.
Like in universe, so that she must have felt terrible. She missed out on the big wish feast.
On the big plate of hot dogs. Well, I think she felt fine because she was at the beach with her sister.
There.
Yeah.
Uh, the only other thing that I can remember off the top of my head was there was that no one, which was the creator of everything, and the as far as I remember, the only no one to ever win a number one battle.
Yeah, I guess he does win the creation number one battle. That's true. Well, I think no one's have won number one battles before, but it was like number one battles against like a couple of the GoZyugers, and then the GoZyuger who's actually fit to do the number one battle shows up, and then they win. I think that's happened before, but maybe I'm
Maybe, but
wrong.
I don't ever remember a no one being the result of winner being a no one. But like that's I don't think that's happened until now.
Yeah, that's probably right. But yeah, that was cool. That was an interesting character. There was the fucking why am I? It's not Cladis is one of the representatives of this thing I'm thinking of, but I'm forgetting what it's actually called. Calamity.
Calamity, yeah.
Yeah, there was like the final Calamity bad because I guess they never bring back Calamity proper. We saw Calamity proper many episodes ago, and they like got rid of it, I guess. But Calamity's like guys are still around, and one of them is this guy who they call him Rex, I think. He has
Yeah.
some stupid
Rex.
long name that he doesn't like having shortened, but I'm gonna shorten it because fuck you. Um, but yeah, Rex, who's very like goofy and silly and cartoony, which which is a great juxtaposition with the like horrid destruction he's causing in his wake. He has some sort of weird sick attachment to Kumade and tries to convince Kumade to do the calamity stuff for him.
And then that weird goofiness kind of disappears in like 1 second.
Yeah, because Kumade rejects his ass and he's like, "You fucking deny the will of the fucking calamity, I'll kill you." And he turns into a monster.
And his weird little cutesy face turns into like a skull and his voice deepens. Like you dare fucking defy me? What are you doing? You can't beat the calamity?
But it turns out he could by rewriting the world and becoming a god as he always wished.
Yeah.
Which I almost thought the way they framed that scene was so weird because for a minute it seemed like Kumade was betraying Goodburn,
That's what
which
I
is
thought.
which is not what happened as it turns out, but like it really seemed like because obviously he's the Prince of Destruction. He's supposed to use his power to rewrite the world or whatever. And Kubide's like, no, 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 I'll do it. Give me your power. And then he like sucks a bunch of red lightning out of Goodburn, and Goodburn's like, no, Kumide, why? So it seems like some sort of betrayal, but it turns out he was actually saying no, Kumide, why? Because he knew this would kill Kumide.
And even TegaSword was like, he was supposed to be the one who, like, saved all of us. And if he's like still doing what he can to protect them, it's like, why are you bringing that up? He still
Well,
is.
I think the idea behind that line was that Kumide was supposed to stay alive and protect everyone throughout his life, and now he is sacrificing his life.
Maybe.
But no, I definitely
Uh,
thought that too when during that scene. It definitely seemed like some sort of betrayal. It seemed like some sort of betrayal, but it was still obvious that his ultimate goal was to do the thing that we wanted him to do. It was very confusing, and then they cleared it up that it was not any sort of betrayal. I feel like they should have handled that scene just a little differently.
Maybe. I do also want to talk about the evil, not evil, because he's always been evil, but the crazy shit that Fire Candle has been doing.
Fire Candle, that was actually shocking because like he was like the most I expected him to have a redemption arc out of any of them, and he was the last one to reach that point. Which I
And
like the way they did it. The way they did it like held nobility in and of itself at first, but then he like rejects that nobility. It was an interesting story. It was an interesting way they went with it, where it was like he was like, yeah, yeah, cool, all this like lovey-dovey happy stuff, we're all cool, whatever. But hey, what about No One World? What about all the no ones? What about the Bellboys? And June's like, I don't really know. And Fire Candle's like, yeah, 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 figured as much. So I'm gonna get rid of all the humans so that the no ones and the Bellboys can live on Earth. So that's what I'm gonna do. But then he kind of realizes as he goes down this path that his true motivation deep in his heart is his insatiable desire to defeat Goju Wolf.
yeah, and not only does he do that, but it's also the fact of he literally cannibalizes
He
uh
does eat a
some
guy.
he, he eats a guy, and then some point down the line he turns into this weird fire monster again. Not the Shinkenger one this time, just his own flaming monster.
Well, he also had a monster form when we first met him, if you
That's what
recall.
I'm
I don't know.
that's what I'm talking about. And that was the Shinkenger form he had.
No, no, not the
When he got
Shinkenger form. Not that. Before that, I'm saying when we first met him in like episode like 1 or 2, he had a monster form.
Oh, was it the same one?
I think
Because
kind of like it was like an up like I think this one was like an upgraded version of that one.
I do not remember this, and we haven't seen him use it
Yeah,
since.
no, he has not used that monster form in like forever, but I remember very clearly he had a monster form when we first met him. Which it's funny because like June seems to imply that they all have like human forms and monster forms except for Ribbon when Ribbon is made, which makes me beg the question: where's Bouquet's monster form? I want to see that.
Yeah,
And I guess
I was.
I was about to say Shining Knife and Sweet Cake, but I guess we do see their human forms briefly in that flashback,
Yeah, and there's that a one episode that we've already covered where they have a flashback.
where they couldn't afford to hire an extra actor, so Shining Knife is just played by Oweru.
Yeah, the implications of that. Uh, but yeah, personally, I can't think of anything else to discuss about the actual series because I feel like we've covered most, if not all, of the important beats.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, overall, everybody has a happy ending, and we've covered all the stuff that led to it. Yeah, so that's GoZyuger, folks, except
Uh,
there are two other things that we have to talk about.
First of all,
Should we do the show wrap up and then do like separate wrap up questions for the movies?
I guess so, yeah, because it's different
Because
characters.
it's like my favorite episode. I guess this is burying the lead, but I feel like my favorite episode might be Polar Beginnings if we count that as an episode. So perhaps we should count those separately.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, then we'll do our overall show wrap up questions here, and then you guys get overtime bonus round about the movie and the special. So I mean, we all know who our favorite characters are now that Nightster has confirmed that he has the same one as me, and everyone knows who mine is.
Yeah,
Shout out to
assuming no.
Sumino. Yep. Our queen Sumino, tragic firing. Look, I get it. It's business, right? You couldn't have hit it one more week. The Sumino spotlight episode was the next week.
Yeah.
God damn it. I want that episode so bad.
Oh well. What happened happened though. So, like, I wish we could change it, but we can't.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like yeah, Sumino's story kind of just gets completely sidelined because of that. And it's really unfortunate. Like ultimately Oto wakes up and she gets her happy ending with Oto, but I feel like there should have been a little bit more to that, and that there probably would have been had this not occurred.
Probably. But favorite episode between the last one we covered and now?
Oh, I thought we were just doing the show in general.
Oh, the show in general. Okay. Uh, Personally, I'd rank GoZyuger a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking 8. Well, we just skipped episode, by the way. I guess we're circling back. But
What do you mean we
uh,
skipped? I mentioned favorite episode, and you went, "Oh, we're doing show as a whole."
yeah, but then we never said what episode, and then you just moved on to the next wrap up question.
What do you mean? What episode? That's the question I asked.
Nightster, I'm not saying the show as the whole is my favorite episode. Is that what you thought? I've said you said our favorite episode between the last one we covered and now. And then I clarified, no. Your favorite episode of the show in general. As in, we both pick our favorite episode of the show in general, and then you just moved on without either of us saying one.
I thought, oh my god, because I said, um, our favorite episode between then and now. I was like, and then you said, "Oh no, we're just doing the show in general."
You know, I
Which
meant pick your favorite
I thought
episode of the show in general.
you meant just rank the show.
No.
Uh, favorite show, favorite episode from the entire show.
I mean, probably 34. Like, if I'm being real, like that shot of Sumino and Rikuo might be like the most iconic shot in the whole show. That storyline was very emotionally driven and good. Obviously, it heavily involved Sumino, my favorite character. Um, that story arc was probably the best story arc, and I think that wrap up episode I can probably give my favorite episode. So shout out to episode 34.
I know what episode is my favorite, and I'm just trying to figure out the number.
Was
Um,
what happens in it.
it's the one where Ray has fights Rikuo and Ryugi, and Ray uses both the Zenkaiser Black and the Magi Ranger rings in that fight. Trying to remember what.
I thought you were thinking of I Am Tyranno, but I don't think he uses Zenkaiger Black in that one.
Uh,
Zenkaiser Black. GoZyuger.
episode 39? No, it wasn't 39. Because we
Yeah,
watched 39 in in the run and it wasn't there.
you know the race stuff was all wrapped up by the last time we were here, which we did 34 last time we were here. So yeah, it's definitely not 39.
He does turn into Zenkaiser Black in 33. It might be episode 33.
GoZyuger, episode 33. Calamity, Bellum, term searching Zenkaiger. Transforming into Universe Warriors and Kaiser Black. Riku asks Ray if he wishes to die. Yeah, this is probably the episode. This seems like a. Oh, and this is also the episode where fucking Hoeru has to choose to leave the world where he's back in his family for the sake of his friends.
Yeah, really, solid episode.
Which I remember talking about how that was actually a little bit dumb on Hoeru's part, but it was nice character wise within the context of the show. It's just that it's one of those things where like if you look at a kid's show with a magnifying glass, you're going to see a lot of things that just like there is no explanation for except they didn't think about it. And the I remember I'm trying to remember I don't remember exactly how the episode went, but I remember thinking that like all of or at least 99% of the GoZyuger's life would be better in this world. Like everybody except Kumade and Kinjiro would be fine.
Yeah,
And like Kumade would get over it, and I'm sure Kinjiro would too. But either way, yeah, it's a good episode. So yeah, I guess we both, our highlight of the season is in a similar place.
yep. And we've had very similar thoughts on ranking the season as a whole.
Yeah, and as for rating it out of 10, you've already buried the lead there. I really love this show. I really love the cast. There have been a lot of great moments. But it's definitely had its fair share of misses, its fair share of confusions, and then obviously there's the Tsumino recast, which is a low light for sure. Um, I'm gonna give it an 8. It's really good. I wish I could rate it higher, but there's just too many little things, and then the really big thing of my favorite character getting uber shafted at the end for bullshit behind the scenes reasons, and even beyond the behind the scenes reasons, it just sucks really bad that she ceases to be important for the rest of the show. Like even if they had recast, if they had filmed enough that she got to still be important for one or two more episodes, I wouldn't be as upset. But because of the circumstances, she just became a background character for the rest of the show, and that really leaves a sour taste in my mouth. But still, overall, really good. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to 8.5. Almost the same reasons, but I'm just not as bitten by the recast as you are. Like, I do agree that I don't like how she was um, given less of a role um, post recast, but I don't mind that it um that she's now being played by who she's being played by, and I can imagine that she'll do an amazing job in the special, where she will hopefully be able to spend time with the other cast members properly.
Yeah, I really hope they understand the fact that it was really disappointing, even for fans of like her and like Oni's sister, that like she didn't get any sort of highlight. So I really hope they understand that and that they do give her like something important in the movie.
Yeah, like just give us some. I don't want to call it fan service because that
You know,
term
it's
has
not
kind
fan
of
cert. Yeah,
and
usually
that
that
term
word refers to something specific, and it's
no, that term
not
has
what we're looking
been
for here.
demonized, where it's even what you're thinking of isn't what it's been demonized to. It's just, oh, you're including things for the sake of including things.
Oh,
Like,
okay. The people I feel like fan service. I feel like there's a different word for what you're saying because I feel like fan service at this point is unequivocally defined as putting the hot girl in a skimpy outfit. Like
no,
like that's what
that's
fan service is.
that's a form of fan service, but fan service can also include things like, I don't know, people might say that bringing all three Spider-Men back in No Way Home and all their villains was fan service.
I
Like
guess I would more consider that like nostalgia baiting, or like there was another word that I thought of that was good, and now I've lost it. God damn it. It's not coming back. It's over.
um, according to the definition though, um, it's just
Pandering. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, go ahead.
material intentionally added to a work of fiction, such as anime, manga, video games, films, specifically to please the audience rather than advance the plot.
Yeah.
It does talk about how it is most commonly associated with like sexual suggestive tones these
Yeah, because
days.
that's the idea. I feel like even by that
But
definition is like, yeah, what does this have to do with the plot?
but it
Why is
does
this
also
girl barely
say
wearing a shirt? What does this have to do with the plot?
it can include inside jokes or character cameos, which is what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Um, but even then, even that's not what I was like wanting from Sumino. Like I just like give us something to be excited for with her.
Yeah, give her something to do. Like, yeah, that's what when you're writing a Power Rangers show, you gotta like, or a Super Sentai show. Sorry, y'all know how I use these terms interchangeably. You have to like, yeah, you have to spread the love around, and like they were kind of doing that, and then obviously they couldn't do that given the circumstances. So with that being the case, you gotta give her a little extra love this time because she couldn't have any for the last fucking 15 episodes of the show.
Yeah, like the new actress that didn't get a lot of stuff to work with as Sumino, so I'm hoping that she does quite a bit more in the special.
I'm hoping that she Suminos up a little bit. She fucking grows her balls back.
Well, speaking of the specials, we've got two to talk about.
We'll talk about those, but first, we'll be right back right now. It's nice to remember how this works. Mute yourself, Nightster. All right, folks. It's time to talk about Pegasword Midsurrection.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. I'm gonna be real.
Fucking mid ass movie. I
I
barely
had
remember anything that happened.
I remember it all, but I had such high hopes and they weren't met. Like the whole premise was like there was a member of um the fucking not Cladis. He did say "Long live Cladis" a lot, but he wasn't a member of Cladis. It was the no, not Cataclysm, Cat Catalyst, or whatever.
Catalyst is the word are you talking about Cataclysm, the like bad guy? Or are you talking about being a catalyst for something?
No,
But he's not
he
called
was a
Cataclysm, he's called Calamity. Why did I think he was called Cataclysm?
there is something called the Cataclysm in GoZyuger, but no, he was a member of Calamity. This guy, and he kind of killed TegaSword, I think,
Yeah, he
by
like
taking
freezes Tegasword and like he's effectively dead, but not all the way. Like he can't do anything. He's effectively dead, but like there's still time to stop him from dying all the way.
and like he just took a ring from TegaSword, and then after taking that ring, he calls in the GoJugers, and it's like, oh, if you want it back, you have to pass my challenges. And while they do that, he's raining hell on the place. But
Did they like Photoshop Maya Imamori's face to be less recognizable in this film? She looked weird, right? Am I insane? Cause like it is her, but like she looks so different than she usually does.
I mean, it
Or maybe she
it's
just put on way too much makeup because she was like, "This is a movie." I gotta look good. But she just looks weirdly different.
Kind of hard to remember because I watched it yesterday.
Fair enough. And also, I feel like maybe she was not voiced by Maya Imamori in Suit, but I might be making that part up.
Maybe. Um, yeah, they go through all the trials, whatever, and the evil villain team. They're like, "Oh, we don't want this guy doing this shit because we need our stuff. So we're gonna help with all this stuff outside." So that's why there's people fighting on the outside, while the Gojus are fighting on the inside. But then you've also got TegaSword after Hoera does the thing where he reaches inside the monster and pulls him out, which is really weird that they did that to TegaSword.
Yeah.
Like they do that to a lot of civilians, but they never really they've never done it to the other Rangers or TegaSword or anyone that's a major character until now. So they do that, and then
Hey, before you move on, I'm sorry, but I forgot to mention this earlier, and I want to make sure I don't forget again. Um, it's really weird. I've noticed this about Sentai, where like Power Rangers is a lot more conscious of this idea. It's really weird how seemingly nonchalant people are about like superheroes. And that becomes immediately apparent in the case of Rikuo, who like he was in like the GoZyuger documentary in that episode. Everybody knows he's Goju Leon. How is there not like one Goju Leon sign at his concert? Like, how does nobody care that he's a superhero?
more to the point, actually, on that note, you would think that um, Bouquet would have known about that GoZyuger documentary and I would have wanted to see some information about the GoZyugers and then seen Rikuo on that screen and have known beforehand that it was him.
It's kind of
So
ridiculous that she didn't know it was him for that long. Like for about 100 different reasons. Like it's insane how they managed to keep those two from crossing paths in that context for so long.
it's so insane that I honestly thought that she did know it was
Yeah, I
him.
thought she just cared. She just knew and didn't care.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then we got that scene where she finds out in that one episode after he kills Ribbon. I'm like, didn't you already know though? What? But yeah, the only notable thing I remember from that special was towards the end where everybody got Sentai rings.
Yes, this is where your goat suit came in, and you knew about
Yeah.
that, and I forgot because of the weird context because they're not really Universe Warriors. They're just in this one fight. So I was like, was there Gokai Red in this? Did one of the Gojugers turn into Gokai Red? But then I remembered, no, 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 it's this thing.
It's this weird guy called Gorgeous. That's his name. If you go on the wiki and type in Gojuja Gorgeous, that's the guy that shows up. And he's an actor that plays a pirate.
Not
And
my Google algorithm. If I look up Gojuger Gorgeous, my Memori comes up, but that's just because of my search history.
yeah, because you're a simp. Um, but yeah, he's he's an actor that plays a pirate, and when Tegasword gives everybody in the planet or on the planet, I should say, Sentai rings, which by the way makes Earth look like that one game, Plague Inc., where
Yeah.
everyone who's infected turns like into a little red dot, and you have the red dots just spamming everywhere. Which in this case, I know is just um the Gojujers No, the Red Warriors turning into Red Red Warriors, but it's still a funny comparison.
That is
And
pretty funny. I didn't think about that, but you're so right.
it was cool to see some some of our favorite characters who hadn't transformed before transform.
Yeah,
Like,
Owie and Landlady get to transform.
yeah, Aoi becomes uh, oh, what was it?
What did Owie become? I should
I
remember
know,
because he was tiny.
I know, Landlady became Time Red. That much I remember. I think Aoi became something a bit more modern.
Oh, wasn't he Pat Ranger Red?
No, he was Lupin Red.
Oh, shit.
That was it. He was Lupin Red, and she was Time Red. And then you had Fire Candle going back to Shinkenger.
Yep,
You
that
had
was cool.
Bouquet, Magi Ranger. That was also really cool.
It was fun. Probably one of my favorite parts of the movie was just like so early in the story in this context. This movie takes place like in the middle of the show. It was nice
Yeah,
to see like the Brydan teaming up with the GoZyugers against the common enemy.
yeah.
Like when Kuon showed up, I soy faced. I was like, yo, and then he turns into Garyudo and starts fighting the bad guys, and I was like, hell yeah.
Are you?
Garyudo.
Because like his changer doesn't even say Garyudo. It just says Garyud.
It does not say
Okay.
Garyud. It definitely says Garyudo. You just mean in the movie or in general?
In general, if you listen to the transformation, it does not say Garyudo.
I'd
It
very clearly remember it going exactly Garyudo.
it cuts out at either Garyud or Garyu because there's no or. I remember noticing that.
You're insane. I'm looking up Garyudo Henshin right now.
Yeah, listen to it.
I'm watching it. He's engaging.
Okay.
What the fuck?
See?
It definitely doesn't do that every time. I clearly remember at least once hearing Garyudo.
No, it's every time because that's the sound of his henshin device.
Crazy.
I told you I wasn't making it up, but you don't believe me. You never believe me.
I do never believe you.
Uh, yeah, they wipe out all of those forces. And the Gojuju show that teamwork makes the dream work. They win. Can't remember how it ends.
I'm sorry, were you asking me a question? I got distracted for a minute.
I was trying to figure out how the special ended.
It was just like everybody was like, my wish is this. And TegaSword was like, I love humans and their wishes.
I can't help it. I love you all. Which is a weird quote.
I mean, perhaps you could consider it weird, but it's also a sweet quote.
It is, but like I can't help it. I love you all.
It's like, yeah, humanity's flawed and gay, and they're doing bad stuff all the time, but I just love you guys. I can't help it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. So we're doing the wrap ups for like individually for these specials, or
Yeah, that's probably the best bet. So my favorite character, um, hmm, probably, mm, I guess probably Kuon, because that was the most memorable part of the movie for me was his arrival and him fighting on the side of good.
I say Bouquet because I just loved seeing her in the Magi Ranger suit and doing her Bouquet special. I really like that attack. I know you might expect me to say my favorite character was that gorgeous, but he didn't do enough.
Unfortunate.
I want more from my Gokai Red, so I'm hoping that Marvelous delivers in a few months. Uh, far as ranking the special goes, probably a 4. Like, it wasn't good, but that red fight thing really did bump it up.
So what are you rating this one?
I just said it.
Oh, well, of course, the one sentence that I missed is the sentence that I'm now asking for. Fuck me.
I said it was a 4 because while I didn't really enjoy the majority of the special, the red fight scene really did bump it up. So it put it in like the 4 area for me.
4? Damn, I was at least gonna give it a 5. It's all right. It's middle of the road. 5 out of 10.
It just wasn't anything special for me. That's why it's so low.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, enough of that boring mid movie. Let's talk about True Kino, shall we?
Let's talk about cinema.
Absolute Cinema, the Polar
Ah,
Beginnings special.
this was a goated movie. I loved it.
It's funny how this is called a special, whereas TegaSword's Resurrection is called a movie, but I'm pretty sure this is longer.
It is, yeah, by a few minutes.
But we finally we obviously we finally get an eye into Kumade's past. We knew vaguely that he used to be Goju Wolf and that he won the previous ring battle, but we didn't really know much about how that ring battle entailed, or really if there was even other Gojugers in it. I don't think that was really mentioned. But now we get the full backstory. Kumade's walking down the road. He sees a woman winning the Nobel Peace Prize. He seems to recognize this woman, and then he proceeds to. I thought he was telling Bear Kuma his backstory, but then Bear Kuma acted like he didn't just hear it at the end, so maybe he's just telling us. I thought he was telling Bear Kuma, and that's how we were getting it, but I think he was just telling us and narrating.
I mean, yeah, he's a god, so maybe it's like, or is he a god at that point? I'm not sure
No,
if this is set before or after it ends.
no, because he's Goju Polar, which he's not anymore once he's God.
Uh, yeah, bro just
But
likes to narrate then.
yeah, it's just like out of world. He gives a narration, but it's like I thought there was an in world explanation and that he was telling it to Bear Kuma, but at the end I was proven wrong. But yeah, we get to see him as Goju Wolf. He kicks the shit out of Abba Red. Tegasword tells him, "Hey, you're being too aggressive and shit." And Kumade's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna become the number one strongest guy." And then everything changes for him when he meets a fortune teller who tells him that he's going to have a faithful encounter, or fateful, not faithful. I always get those words mixed up. Fateful encounter, and he's like, fucking quack ass fortune teller, you're stupid. And then immediately as he leaves and like turns a corner, he finds a little girl being menaced by a couple of criminals. And he absolutely beats the fuck out of them in like a surprisingly gruesome way for Sentai. You can hear like
Yeah,
bones cracking.
I mean, it's not the first time they did stuff like that. I mean, just think about the time where um Basco showed his true form for the first time. He broke Guy's arm, and you could hear it crunch, and he was in a cast review a couple of episodes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not unprecedented, but it was a shock, definitely, to hear like the
Yeah.
as he fucking beats the shit out of these guys. And then more guys show up, and Kumade is about to fight all of them. One of them has a baseball bat. There's like 5 of them. He's outnumbered. The little girl's like, "You have a 5% chance of winning. You should probably run away." And then he gets a jacket thrown on his face. And suddenly the criminals are gone. And it turns out there's an MMA champion man in a yellow jacket.
Yeah, and he's going to be important.
Yeah, he's going to be very important, as it turns out. And then it turns out that I forget how the fucking blue guy gets introduced. Is it when yellow and black bring him back to the place?
Uh, yeah, they bring him back, and he's all like, "Well, are you all in cahoots? Like, what's going on?" And then the blue guy is just off in the corner. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
But yeah, so they make him like go home with them, and it turns out they're in like some sort of like orphanage, I think, or daycare
Yeah,
center. And there's another guy there, and he's cool, and he's like a nice guy. And then we learn, or no, we don't learn yet. We kind of learn about what they're doing with the kids. And Kumade is like, oh, look at them hanging out with these kids. Maybe these guys aren't so bad. But then something happens. I forget how they get alerted to the presence of the bad guys. Or is that just like they leave and they happen upon them later?
oh, I remember. That's because back in this time, Kumade has the same power that
Oh yeah, he
Aweru has.
sniffs them out.
He sniffs.
Yeah, yeah. So he smells a rat, and he goes out and he finds a bunch of bad guys. And then the other ones show up, and and the yellow guy's like, "That's fucking Calamity. It's bad. We
Bad
gotta fight it."
guys.
And then Kumine is like, I fucking got this. Check this shit. Check out this cool shit I can do that you normies can't do. And then he morphs into Goju Wolf, and starts fighting. But then, as it turns out, these other four characters who are dressed in a color coded manner. Well, not the little girl. I guess she wasn't wearing green, but almost color coded manner. It turns out they were the other Gojujers. So they also engage, and immediately Kumade thinks they're gonna fight him.
Yeah, because he
so he
thinks
like
they're
so he
going for
gets
his
ready to
rings.
like sword clash with Yellow, and then they run right by him, and he's like, "We don't fucking want your rings. We're fighting the bad guys."
Hey, you know what? That scene reminded me of though. Hey, you know that scene in Ninja Storm, um, where the Thunder Brothers show up against that frog monster and they charge at it, and the Wind Rangers are thinking that they're after them, and they run between them, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck?" That's the energy that this gave me.
It was pretty funny. But yeah, it turns out they're the Gojujers. They're like, we're rivals and a team. We got to fight the Calamity. We're the Gojujers. And Kumade's like, fuck that. I'm not going to join a team. And then the blue guy's like, come on. And he's like, well, maybe if you give me some curry. And then Yellow forces Kumade to shake Blue's hand. And he's on the team.
He's a Gojuja.
And they become the Gojujers, and they're a nice little team, and they love each other, and they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie, guys.
Except no, it's not because Yellow just had to be a dingbat, didn't he?
Man, I still have not recovered. This fucked me up.
Yeah. We find out that Yellow Dad told him to like keep protecting people and do what he could, and that kind of became Yellow's wish, but he got the Orca booster and flipped out for some reason. I can't remember why
Well,
exactly it
I
happened.
mean, the Yorka Booster causes that, if you recall. That's what turned Fire Candle into that weird monster thing, is that he tried to use the Orca Booster.
True. But when this new, well, I guess old, Goju Tyranno used it, it turned him into this demon Goju Tyranno, and he almost
Sick suit, by the way.
very
I
sick
was
suit,
into the suit.
and he slaughters everyone.
Fucking
Like,
kills them all except for we find out the little girl lived at the end, and obviously he doesn't kill Kumade. But three out of five. Well, I guess one of them is him, but he kills the two, and then Kumade has to kill him, and that's what happened. And he also beats the little girl into having amnesia, I think,
Or
because Kumade
maybe,
says at the end that she doesn't remember him.
her memory was reset because of the ring war resetting, but because Kumade had won the previous ring war, um, and maybe he got to keep his memory.
Do we know what Kumade's wish was? Did they reveal that?
In that last one, I don't remember.
We know like what he was striving for. Like he said in this special what he wanted his wish to be, but we don't know. Well, obviously he didn't wish for that because he's not the strongest. There are guys who beat him, so obviously he didn't wish to be the strongest. What did he wish for? Because I almost wonder if he wished for that little girl's memory to be erased so she didn't have to live with the trauma of all of her friends being murdered by her other friend.
How funny would it be if his wish in the first ring war was to redo the ring war, just like just like
That's what
Ferrera's
everybody
first
wishes
wish?
for in the ring war is to do another ring war.
Like that was fun. Let's do it again. I mean, I think that's what I would wish for. Like, imagine being part of something where you get like Super Sentai powers and you win that, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that again.
I mean, I guess like the ring war part seems like because I'm not like some like punch junkie who wants to fight all the time. It'd be cool to be a Power Ranger and like protect people from monsters and stuff. I feel like I would just wish to keep the powers rather than wish for another ring war.
Yeah, just wish to keep all the rings and the powers.
Or even I don't
But
care about the fucking universe Reds, but me and the other GoJuters keep the powers.
then give me all the other rings, bro. I'll take them.
True. Well, maybe you'd be one of the GoJuters.
Yeah, but like if you wish to just keep every single ring,
Oh, that's true.
um,
Yeah, the
and,
GoJuters get to
and
keep their rings.
we're both GoJugers,
My wish is that we all get to keep the rings that we had before we fought each other.
I better had kept the Zenkaiger ring. I swear down. Tiring. But yeah, we're getting off topic here.
But
Favorite
then yeah,
character?
so big tragedy. They're all dead except for
Yeah,
Kumade. We never really see how the Ring War wraps up. We kind of just cut to the present, where he's looking at this little girl win the Nobel Peace Prize or whatever. I think just the normal Nobel Prize for like science and stuff.
yeah.
Um,
First woman
and
to do so as well. I think that was mentioned at the start.
yeah, so he's happy for her. He's looking on her memory. And we also didn't mention Bear Kuma's origin story was that originally he was a hand puppet
Oh
for
yeah,
that little
because
girl.
and she was the one that came up with um Bear Kuma's berry
Yeah,
um
his little
nickname.
speech quirk. Yeah.
I like it very much. That's what she says when puppeting him, and he still says it on his own, even though he doesn't really remember her, but he feels like he does when he sees her.
Was his wish to bring Bear Kuma to life?
It might have been.
Because how did he do that?
We never learn how we did that. Wait, no, no, hold on. There's that one scene in. There's a clip in the show at some point that shows um like oh being a god gets lonely, so he does grant life to the puppet. So maybe he became a kind of godly figure at the end of his last ring war.
Because he seems to have some sort of like he seems to already be a god, but then he wants to be a god and he's not a god. It doesn't make any because he rewrites reality. Kumade rewrites reality. The same episode we meet him. He
Yeah,
fixes the world from when Tega June fate changed it.
it's weird. But we learn that the girl who won or the woman that won the Nobel Prize is actually the same girl from the first ring battle, just older.
Yeah, this was Goju Eagle was this little
Yeah,
girl.
That was Goju Eagle.
And the fortune teller was Goju Unicorn, and the blue boy was obviously Goju Leon. We didn't really establish who everyone was.
And the guy that went psycho and attacked everyone was Goju Tyranno.
Yeah,
Of course, the T-Rex went on a rampage.
true. Thematically appropriate. But then yeah, we get a nice little scene at the end where Bear Kuma kind of, even though he doesn't actually remember it because he wasn't alive, he kind of has like a feeling where he's like, I feel like I know that girl from somewhere. And Kumade is like, yeah, buddy, me too. Which is when I realized he was not telling the story to Bear Kuma like I thought.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's like, yeah, buddy, me too. And then some IEs show up. I remember their name now because of Fire Candle's powerful speech, but I still want to call them Bellboys because that was so good. Uh, but a bunch of Bellboys show up. Kumade is about to fight them. And then you hear Hoeru say, "Wait for us," and we get like a final little narration where Kumade is like, "I have a new team now." And we're cool. And we get like a nice little lineup where they all like do a little line and it's all like fun and friendship and it's like, yay, happy ending. You found new friends after that horrific tragedy that occurred to him. And the movie ends with them all morphing and going to fight.
yeah. And like it's all slow motion of them walking, and Kumade is like feeling grateful for the team, and Kawera is like, "The hell's gotten into you? Focus up." But yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah, this was really good.
It was.
Like I was kind of thinking, is this the best Sentai thing ever? There are probably a couple Hurricaneger episodes I would rank above it, but it's close from what I've seen.
There's a lot of Gokaiger stuff I'd put above this, but that doesn't mean this isn't good. This is really good.
This was fucking excellent. Favorite character. I mean, it kind of has to be Kumade. Honorable mention to the entire new GoZyuger team because they're all great. But overall, this is Kumade's story, and it's really well done. So I got to give it to Kumade.
We have a disagreement.
Oh, okay.
I don't. My favorite isn't Kumade. It's
What is it?
actually. Um, I can find her name again because kind of forgot it. Oh my god. Misaki? Is that her name?
Go
Misaki?
Unicorn?
Yeah.
She barely
Misaki.
does shit.
Dude, she was a. Not only was she the fortune teller, but she ended up being like that hitman with the cloth over her eyes that got really mad because Tyranno killed the person that killed her family, and so her wish of getting revenge could no longer be fulfilled because he did it instead. Like that was a really emotional moment. Maybe it's my Goju Unicorn and Kamen Rider Sabala bias, but I really enjoyed her.
Fair. Oh yeah, I guess she was already in a thing you like, so that tracks.
Sh-
I'm sure if Maya Imamori ever plays anyone again, that'll be my favorite character no matter what. So I get what you're saying.
Like she's probably my favorite. Um, oh, in my top five favorite Kamen Riders is Sabala, and now her actress is playing one of my favorite Sentai Rangers. Like, of course, I'm gonna pick her as my favorite from the movie. What are you saying?
Man, I'm sorry to go on my Imamori tangent again, but listen to me, Hasbro. Hasbro, listen up. You have one shot, one opportunity. You have a golden opportunity here on a silver platter. You fucking fly that lady out, you get her English classes, and you put her in your Power Rangers thing, and I guarantee you it will explode.
But Maya Imamori in Power Rangers.
Yes, unironically, yes. She doesn't have to be one of the Power Rangers because I'm sure she doesn't want to move to America to film an entire season of a TV show. but like let her be a character. Just get her in there for an episode or two. I guarantee you the internet will go insane and the ratings will go up as a result.
Have a cameo as Sumino.
Yeah.
Like adapt GoZyuger, but then have her be a ring warrior.
If only they would adapt GoZyuger, but I think that time is done. I also assume they couldn't use my memory in that case because Toei would be involved.
True.
They'd put the kibosh on that. Man, I
Yeah.
fucking hate it. I want to peer into that alternate reality so bad. Anyway,
Same.
uh, favorite scene.
Favorite scene from this.
Did we even say a favorite scene for TegaSword Resurrection? Who cares? Favorite scene for this.
I'd probably have to give my favorite scene to the reveal that um Tyranno was insane.
I feel like I got to give it to the end.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was too beautiful of a cap off. Where Kumide went through all that and now he's found his tribe. And it's beautiful. And I gotta that nearly brought a tear to my eye. I gotta give it to that.
Understandable.
And then yeah, it's a 10 out of 10, obviously.
I've said easily 10 out of 10. Like, there's no question about it. But yeah, that
Let's
I'm
go
pretty sure that
Juger, ladies
covers.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, that covers everything that we were planning on talking about today. And yeah,
So,
I'm
folks, it has come the time for us to discuss the future of Toku Thrill. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering, now that Gojuger's all over, what will you do? Surely you're not going to review Space Sheriff Gavin. And my response to that is I wish we could, but we let it get too far. I'm pretty sure it's like 30 episodes in now. So that would be a little bit hard to pull off. So instead, we are going back to Zenkaiger, folks. I think the format on this channel from now on, we're gonna do 5 episodes at a time instead of one. We'll run through like old Sentais and maybe Riders and stuff, and we'll start with Zenkaiger, which we've already started to cover.
yep,
So you can join us next week. I think next week we're gonna do 3 episodes just to like even everything out. Like we'll do because we did 1 and 2 already individually, so we'll do 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll do 5 from there each week.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can tune in next week for episodes 3, 4, and 5 of Zenkaiger. But for now, that's about it.
Yep.
Do we have like a sign
Uh,
off for this channel?
I think we just did um do the classic. Uh, where can they find you, Riley?
Oh, well, yeah, that. I forgot about the plugs. I meant the
Yeah, the
outro
plug.
itself, but yeah, the plugs.
Yeah, we
Um,
do plugs first.
They can find me at linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. That's Riely Cinematic Universe. I've got so much fucking shit going on right now, perhaps too much. I think I might have overbooked myself. We're gonna see if I can maintain it. We got Is It Fresh going on, media review show every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. We got fucking, of course, Megazord Radio's coming back next week. This is back now. Fucking the Issue Crew, Detour Ahead, all sorts of fun shows. You can find that and much more at linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe, folks. What about you, Nightster?
I'm much simpler. You can just find me on here, Toku Thrill. Maybe you can find me doing stuff on my solo channel, Nightster. Like I
If you
could
ever
try.
post the Sonic Battle episode we recorded a year and a half ago,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
how
Uh,
dare you?
I might see if I can drag people on to debate about non-Toku stuff like Marvel or DC on that channel. Um, and you can also find me um, on Megazord Radio with Riley, which is, as he said, coming back next week. So catch me on there, and that's about it.
There you go, folks.
So, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a Sentai phrase. Uh,
Finding there.
let's make this showy. I feel like there is something you said at the end of these that was a Sentai reference.
I think that is what it was.
Oh,
Finding
was
there,
it? Oh, there you go.
which is let's make it showy, but in
Oh,
Japanese.
okay, in Japanese. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.